Welcome to the KBL Walk and Talk. So this video I want to talk about the conformists, the enablers, the protectors of the system, you know, like the furry people, which are like bottom feeders, and they basically help support the system which is screwing people. So with the conformists, that's people who just go along with all the agendas just so they don't get just so they don't upset anyone, and they want to be like they want to get approved by their friends and their work colleagues, and rather than speaking up and saying what's wrong with the world and disagreeing with things, they just conform. And these are the same very people who would say, oh, if I was in Germany in the 1940s, I would do something about Hitler. I wouldn't just accept it. But a conformist would, because the conformists always go along with the agenda. They don't want to look unordinary. They don't want to break from the mob, because they're not individuals. They basically have to follow and conform to the agenda. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, you conform and you be a conformist, but who are these people you're conforming for? Do you think they're good people? Do you think they're the intelligent people? Do you think they're doing things the right way? You're not having a moment to think about these things, to think like, hang on a minute, I don't agree with this subject, I don't agree with that, so I'm gonna move away from that pack, and I'm just gonna be individual, because I'd rather stand up for what's right rather than conform and just carry along the agenda. Because that's the thing, you have to be individual and not be weak. But basically, I just want to say, it's groups of people what don't help with everyday life. Because if a system's already screwing you, it doesn't help when you've got people supporting that system. So it enables the screwing of society. So it could be everyday people, like you see these traffic wardens. You know, they're happy doing their job, but they're not realising all the hassle and all the financial stress and problems they're causing to every other everyday people. Because each time they issue a fine, they're not doing it for the greater good. You know, they're generating money for the council, which gets money anyway, and then it wastes most of it. But then you're just basically being like a bottom feeder. You're just picking on, you know, like people who are already struggling, and then you got the enforcement officers. I mean, they're just scum. How can you give someone £100 fine just for dropping a little wrapper? You know, it could be accidental, and then they don't even tell the public that if they pick it up, that fine gets cancelled. And these people, they walk around like they're like intimidating people to force them to basically pay a fine to the council, and they're not even employees of the council. They're normally working for a private company or third party. But it's just like a low life job, isn't it? Why would you want to do a job like that? It's like the bailiffs and these debt collectors, and debt collectors pretending to be bailiffs so they can steal people's possessions, you know. And you know, it's a really low life, like bottom feeder sort of job, isn't it? So you got people who've got financial issues, because the financial system could be screwing them, or it could be other reasons, and they get in arrears. Instead of helping them, what they do is just keep bullying them, and then try and blackmail them, like make themselves bankrupt or even poorer, just to pay for a bill or service which is probably cost way beyond what it originally cost, because they had all the charges on and all the fees, so they end up getting in more debt. But these debt collectors, they don't care. They go home and they like see their wife or children, and they don't realise the damage they're doing to people, and they live in the same area as everybody else. Same with these councils, they're screwing people, and they're just everyday people. and they're screwing people for the council, but you're screwing your neighbours. You know, always council tax and paying for services which ain't very good, and they keep getting reduced. And you're threatening people with court for not paying the council tax, and it's like, why do they think they've got the ultimate ability to say to someone you owe council tax, when there's been acts what I've been read through and they say there is no obligation to pay it? And it's completely different, because people bundle everything together. It's completely different to income tax, because income tax, they just reach into your bank account or into your wages and steal 20% anyway. So that's the thing, it's to fund it's supposed to be to fund services and look after people, but they keep funneling it out to other countries and paying for services what nobody wanted. It's like you pay tax here, yeah, 20%, and just basic, and that's supposed to pay for all your services, but then you're also paying for hotels. You're paying it between everyone in this country paying tax. You're paying 8 million a day to house people or come here illegally, and I'll keep saying it because I want it to stick in people's heads. I want it to wake up to reality, to wake up to you being screwed. It's like no more being nice and no more like worrying about people's feelings, you know. At the end of the day, they're hurting our feelings. They're hurting the old people's feelings when they're sitting at home freezing cold and people are not getting help. And then I don't agree with the war and the armies and stuff, because what I understand now, but at the same time you've got people to fight for the army here, and as soon as they come back you just leave them. I mean the government, they just leave them on the street. They don't help them, and sometimes they're injured and they can lose a limb, but they're just left there to rot. The system uses them and then forgets them, because they're just there as useful pawns, aren't they? And that's the thing, the government uses people. It's like with the migrants, they're using them, they're using everyone. Because it looks like, on one side of it, it looks like they're actually doing them a favour, but in the long run they're not. Because they just want people to come here so they can work for low wages and just be like more of a slave than what people here already are. You know, you just look into these things and you realise what's actually really going on, not believing all the crap you're fed on TV, which is just there to bloody form your opinion and to keep your opinion in line with what the government want you to think. That's what the education system's about, isn't it? It's just indoctrinate you to believe in authority, to be a wage slave, because they teach you in school just to go work. They don't teach you to be a millionaire or billionaire. They don't teach you about gold and silver and crypto. They don't teach you how to buy a house. They just basically want you to get your GCSEs, then go to university, get further indoctrinated, and then you'll still be on the bottom of the pyramid. Because that's the thing, they always lie to you that you can better yourself, but the more overtime you do, the more hours you do, the more they tax you. So you're always running uphill just to get anywhere. And when you do overtime, you're just burning yourself out and you're not getting that far ahead. And then when you spend your money, you get taxed on everything. So you're not really getting that far ahead. And if you really want to do well, you have to be in certain clubs and make certain friends to get somewhere. But yeah, just going back, so I'm talking about the conformists, the the bottom feeders, the enforcers, and then you got the protectors of the system. So you got the police who go out their way to protect the system with all its flaws, and a lot of the time they seem more concerned protecting the criminal rather than protecting the victim. Like recently we had the the bonfire in Northern Ireland, where they got stop the boats. What was it? They made like a mock of the illegal immigrant crossings. So there's a dinghy with it looks like African men, and there's reports on there saying it's a hate crime, and it's like the police at the same time are causing a hate crime against the British people, and because they protect them and they don't do anything. You know, there's always people breaking the law and they just allow it. There's grooming gangs, they don't do hardly anything about it. They turn a blind eye to it rather than shut them right down. They go after vape shops, but they don't go after the barber shops. It's like, if you're supposed to be the police, why are you not shutting down all the illegal operations? Why are you still allowing them to run their businesses, which is clearly money laundering? You can't tell me you're that naive to believe there's like 15 barber shops in a small town and you're all legit. It's like, that's a massive oversupply of a service. And before this started, there was only like 4 shops, there's 4 barber shops or whatever in each town. But they're everywhere. It's like, it's just literally in your face. Even with the nail salons, I mean, they open quite a lot, but there's not like 15 in every high street. There's like 1 or 2, so they're a lot more sensible and not so obvious. But if you know, you know. It depends if you have eyes to see and ears to hear. If you just want to pretend and go along with things, you won't see it. But yeah. But the only thing with conformity is basically you're just a useful pawn, aren't you? And you're just like you're not even an individual, are you? You just like pay lip service to an agenda so you can keep people happy. It's like being a people pleaser, but you're not really a people pleaser, are you? You're more like a government pleaser or the globalist pleaser. So yeah, so if you are like thinking about, I don't want to support the system, then don't do these jobs, don't do these actions, don't be a conformist, be an individual. And if you have friends who don't like you having a different opinion, then lose those friends. They're not even friends. If people are like that, then they're not really worth being around anyway. So just move away from them. Not literally move away, like, but just keep your distance. It's just mad. But yeah, what else can I talk about? So this is just a prompt video. I'm not planning anything apart from the conformist stuff because it's on my mind today. It's like when I go to the gym with the conformity, it's like everybody's got to have Nike trainers and everybody's got to wear the sports brand to fit in. It's like, I don't care. I was wearing my Slazenger cheap trainers, you know. Because you're not, if a woman likes you, she likes you. You don't have to wear designer gear, and they don't give you extra power, and it's just crap. It's just like, you're just a customer, aren't you? You're just a customer. You've got to fit in. I mean, that's me. I don't go out of my way to fit in. I like to be unique and different. But not everyone's the same. Some people would rather fit in all the time, and I used to be like that in part, but not so much now. Yeah, it's a lovely day today. Oh, look at the chemtrails. What are they doing? Oh. So I don't know if I'm getting invaded with nanotech now, because I was talking the other day about waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've been having this problem for a while, and I wonder if it's like, is that the time they're supposed to have the downloads? Because I was watching Dollar Vigilante and he was saying about it with Dr. I'll probably say it's wrong now, Michalska, I can't remember how you pronounce it. I'll put it on after. But basically, there's a doctor in, is it in the west coast of USA, upstate. Not upstate. I mean, was it by Seattle? That sort of area, Washington. So Washington State, not DC. Yeah, and she was saying about it with Jeff Berwick, and yeah, that's the thing. I was just wondering if we got it in our systems, because I always thought if you're around people with the medical intervention who've had it, you know, the medical intervention will come out in 2021, and like I said to my friends and other people, I said, like, at the end of the day, they're serving you food, they're breathing around you, you're gonna get something. I don't think you'll get you might only be getting like a tiny amount, because basically I think the more you had, like the more treatments you have of this medical intervention, the more the nanotech you're going to have inside you. Because I think if you've got one medical intervention, you're not going to be too bad, but the ones who have two can have a bit more, and then so on and so on. So if someone's had 5 or 6, then screw really. They're like, their thoughts are not going to be their complete thoughts. Like, they're going to have what was it, thoughts programmed into them, and they won't even know it. So that's the thing. There are a lot of things you don't even know you're doing it. Like, you can have an issue and you don't know you've got the issue. It's only when people point it out and make it obvious that you would know. But then again, you might still be in denial. You might not even be able to compute it, what they're saying to you. So yeah, it basically said you could do 10,000 milligrams, is it, of vitamin C and EDTA, I think it was. I think smoking is supposed to help as well, because I noticed there's a couple of people I know who smoke and not been that bad after they've had it. Other family members and friends that some had heart trouble, which they never had before, from what I know. But that's the thing. They took an experiment and it's all rushed and people were all over the place. And what really annoyed me, some people I knew, they wouldn't hold out. I know a couple of guys, one wanted to go back to Africa, and all he had to do was wait a few months because it all stopped after. Another friend, he just wanted to go to Spain, but instead of waiting a bit longer, he just caved in and got the double treatment, because you had to have 2 to work where we used to work. So he fell for it. Another guy, the other guy I was saying I worked with, he fell for it, and he didn't even know what the long-term implications are. And I tried to warn them, but you can only do what you can do. You can't force people at gunpoint. So I say to family about different things and try and help them, but it's hard work, and people won't listen to you because you're not wearing a suit and you're not on TV, and they're not even realising the whole system. Like, when you see people playing football, it's like the fans go to the games and you think they love you, but the reality is you're just their ticket to their fortune. You know, you're just there to basically pay their wages. They didn't care. That was evident in 2020 when all the football fans couldn't go to the games and these players just carried on playing. They didn't speak up because they don't want to upset anyone, and they'd rather keep collecting the millions rather than speak up for the greater good, you know. But you get it in a lot, especially in the music business and the movie business. They go out and they tell their fans and they tell people who follow them to go and get it, go and get the medical intervention rather than speak out. Because at the end of the day, they sign these deals, basically they make them famous, and then they got to keep doing these certain actions to stay relevant in the club. It's like the MPs, that's why these MPs do all the lockdowns, because basically if they don't do it, they'll be exposed with all these pictures of wherever they've been up to in these parties, and they'll just be exposed and then destroy them, so they go along with it. And it's also like with their upbringing, they go to these boarding schools and there's like loads of child abuse. Like Boris Johnson, he went to a school, he was known for child abuse, and then his dad Stanley Johnson sent his sister there, and he made that school accept his sister. She does a slot on Sky News, I can't remember, is it Rachel Johnson? And basically he got the school board to take on the first girl ever, because it was just a boys' school. And then Stanley Johnson used to work for the Rockefeller Foundation, the World Population Council, the Eugenics Department. And yeah, he said, was it? Sorry if I covered this like a few videos back, but it's just good to know anyway. But he said he bumped into Rockefeller in New York, as you do. I mean, he's not just going to be walking down on the sidewalk, is he, as they say. You know, he'll be like picked up from reception and taken in a chauffeur-driven car or helicopter, you know, because he's a billionaire, trillionaire. But there you go. What else can we talk about? Yeah, please like and share my videos, comment. So I'm on BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey and YouTube. I've got a Telegram group. The link should be on every platform. If you want to help me, there's ways you can help me. I mean, even liking and sharing and commenting on the videos helps. Let me know, give me some feedback. I know some people just watch the videos a little bit and they're not getting like, it's not getting around enough, because I think I'm giving you quite good information. I don't always put links and like I do try and put things on there on the videos explaining what I'm saying, and you know, like news reports and things like that. It's very time consuming, but a lot of stuff I'm telling you is being researched, it's out there. So I do try and provide the links, it's just a matter of time. And yeah, just keep watching, and it's just interesting at the moment, like what's going to happen this year, and just thinking, is it war? Is it a global financial shutdown and then they're going to reboot the system? Because the US is in so much debt, 37 trillion, and then it'd be over 40 trillion if they had the big beautiful bill. And then all the money they're sending to Israel, I think it's 10 million a day they send. And all the money they launder to NASA. Japan is very high on their debt level. They could bring the system down. The EU's got their CBDC, the central bank digital currency, lined up for October. So that could be another thing. BRICS is supposed to be working on another payment system. I've not seen nothing. I know people keep going about this currency, the BRICS currency, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think all they're doing is just setting up an alternative system so they'd be able to make cross-border payments easier. It's too complex for one currency for all those countries, because they're all different populations and they're all different systems. It costs so much to set that up. I know digitally it'd be easier because you don't need a physical bank, do you? But yeah. What else can I say? So yeah, that could start. All these migrant boats coming in, is that going to start a civil war, or is there going to be a terrorist attack? I've heard something about September the 7th being a possible alert. So in the UK we have like America now, where you have the alert system on your phone, so you get a text message and a message making your phone beep, give you a warning that your life's going to be in danger or could be in danger. So who knows? Anyway, I'll leave that there. It's just a quick video. I'm trying to make these videos shorter, but it's hard to cover a lot of areas, and I like to talk about things in more detail. And yeah, I'm just passionate about a lot of this stuff. I don't like it, I don't want it, but at the same time it's better to face the beast rather than hide away from the beast. At least you know what's coming, at least you can have some idea what to do and where to go, or at least try, because there's nothing worse than giving up and just allowing them to do what they want. But yeah, keep trying, do what you're doing, keep trying to wake people up. I feel like in one way it's time to stop trying to wake people up and build the systems we need. It's time for us to build our parallel societies and get out the tax system, get out all their systems and start getting our own land, our own vehicles, and you know, like our own system, logistics system, and so many aspects and things to cover. But yeah, it's all possible. If you watch the end, thank you very much. A lot of people just watch a couple of minutes. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think I'm talking sense, but then a lot of people are asleep. I don't know how many NPCs are watching these videos. I mean, I've shared it to awake groups because I'm not getting the views otherwise. YouTube doesn't share it out very much. BitChute, I'll get loads of views. But then people in BitChute are open-minded and not under fluorinated indoctrination, mind control. Anyway, thank you very much, and take care. All the best, and speak to you soon. Bye for now.